So, with new regulations limiting recce days and tyre choice, there's plenty to think about as the crews get to grips with this brand new rally. Sebastian Loeb says he feels confident being championship leader. And it's not a position he wants to concede. A fastest time on stage 2, and he leapfrogs Marcus Gronholm and Marco Martin to take second place overall. Teammate Carlos Sainz is similarly defiant, 10 seconds slower than Loeb, but fast enough to take 5th place from Harry Rovanperä. No such improvement for Gigi Gali. His brakes failed towards the end of stage 1, and that cost him more than 3 minutes on stage 2.
Despite Loeb's charge, Solberg still has a 7-second lead. Different manufacturers occupy the first 4 places, but there is only 18 seconds between them. The Mitsubishi of Jules Panizzi is outside the points, while his teammate Gali is nowhere to be seen, down in 28th. With the new tyre regulations, rally officials now have to check if the tyres match those pre-nominated by the teams. And the new regulations mean the teams now have just 3 minutes ahead of service, instead of the full 20 minutes at service, to nominate their choice for the next stages. One man who seems to have got his selection right so far is Petter Solberg.
Petter, a 7-second lead. You must be very happy with the start of the rally.
Yeah, so far so good. We chose very good tyres for the first stage. Not so good for the second one, but overall it's very good.
You're the only man on Pirelli tyres. Is that a coincidence that you got Pirelli's annual lead in the rally?
Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. Maybe.
But it's not tyre choice that's on the mind of Marcus Gronholm.
Marcus, how are those first 2 stages in the 307?
I'm not really confident with the car. I don't know. Not really good. It's still... we have to work.
What can you do during the rally to get the confidence?
Nothing, I think, because for me now the problem is 4-speed gearbox here, as it was in Sweden. And less power now because of the altitude, and it's the changing. I have to think all the time what I'm doing, and even before the braking I have to think, shall I put 2 or 3 in now, and even in the corner I am shifting. It's not normal.
So, a rather prickly Marcus Gronholm, and his troubles continued in stage 3. It's the 307's first gravel rally, of course, and there's bound to be a learning curve. The car's clearly on the pace, but there's still work to be done.
4 ja oikein tosi hidas. Täällähän 100.
Gronholm's having intermittent gearbox problems.
6. Ja oikealle vaan se pitkä hidas kirraa.
And teammate Harry Rovanperä is having his own hassles. His brakes have failed. An unenviable task to navigate through the Mexican mountains using only the gears to slow the car down. But he makes it through. Meanwhile, there's already a tussle for the lead, with Sebastian Loeb eager to build on the fine start he made in Monte Carlo and Sweden. A win here, and he'd be the only driver in the WRC's history to win the first 3 events of the season. Only Tommi Mäkinen and Ari Vatanen before him have won the opening 2 rallies. Petter Solberg's watched Loeb dominate the opening events. But enough's enough, he says. Solberg seems at ease on the fast Mexican stages, and our resident expert, Nicky Gris, can define the qualities of this new event. Nicky, is Mexico mostly about top-line speed then?
Well, a lot of this rally is made up of fast sections, but there's also a lot of slow and twisty sections as well. A lot of narrow gates and cattle grids, but most worrying are these bumps and dips. On the slower sections, it's not so bad, but when you get them on the high-speed sections in 6th gear, they really can cause you a lot of scares.
So it's a technical event?
Yes, most definitely. You have to keep it in the middle of the road. There's so many deep ditches at the side. If you get in those, you're not going anywhere.
Solberg sets another fastest time. He retains the lead and widens the gap between himself and Loeb. None of the top 8 drivers have changed their overall standing. There's one other big factor the teams have to deal with here in Mexico, the high altitudes. Just as the thinner air makes it harder for people to function, it also affects the car's performance. The next stage in the rally is the highest in the whole championship, reaching 2,750 metres.
Highest air pressure is found at sea level. This means the engine delivers the full 300 horsepower. The higher the altitude, the less air pressure, which means that the engine delivers 30% less power. Now let's look inside the engine. The more air there is, the more fuel can be mixed in with it. This gives you greater power. But the higher the altitude, the engine's computer mixes less fuel because there's less air. This means you lose out on horsepower, but the engine runs totally efficiently.
So much for the physics. Now for the physical reality. Stage 4, a rerun through Stage 1. This is the first outing in a Subaru on a loose surface event for Mikko Hervonen. It's all about gaining experience. He's currently 8th overall. Ford's Francois Duval is 1 place above Hervonen. He's done nothing wrong so far and will have his eye on the top 6. His senior teammate Marco Martin enjoys fast and flowing rallies and is on just such a stretch here. Due to the effects on power of the high altitude, Martin's on the limit to keep on the pace. He's really broadside here, and that's a big spin. And a lucky one, he could so easily have damaged the car at that speed. And the time spent righting the Ford could well cost him 4th place.
36 minus right fast.
Carlos Sainz starts the stage in 5th. He's had a steady morning, up with the leaders, but not setting the desert alight. He's 4th fastest on the stage and quick enough to overtake Martin. 2-times world champion Marcus Grönholm is getting close to nature. No pace notes warn him of a cow about to appear on his right. The rally risked turning into a rodeo, but that was just a sideshow. The real drama for Grönholm is his gearbox problem.
Time is not good, I don't know. We had a little bit problem with the gearbox, but anyway, I am not so happy.
Sebastian Loeb, on the other hand, is getting into his stride, happy with his Citroën and happy with the stage. He was 4th fastest on the first run-through, but looks faster this time round. Petter Solberg still leads. He's been working out hard in the gym to cope with the high altitude. 2 stage wins and chasing a 3rd. Chasing too hard, perhaps.
Fine right minus up, long tightness keeping, 20, shot.
He's sliding wide here on the loose gravel, carrying too much speed. And that could have gone horribly wrong for Solberg. As it is, he's incredibly lucky to get away with it. But has that slip into the ditch cost him a stage win? Loeb's gone fastest so far. There's his time.
120.
Solberg's definitely slower, but by how much?
1 right.
5.2 seconds.
Double slippery, Phil.
Very.
His overall lead cut to 5.6 seconds.
Yeah.
And how much damage has he done to the car?
We went off now on the stage and we broke right rear link and we lost quite a few seconds actually.